Kingsland Connection. Hey,
Good
Joe.
morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good
What's up, Bobby?
morning.
How are you doing?
It's Monday.
We're rocking.
We are rocking.
It
and
is
rolling.
Monday, isn't it?
It's.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. Welcome to the Kingsland Connection. The purpose of this. Oh, you're going live. The purpose of the Kingsland Connection is to extend Sunday into the work week and talk about some great resources, but also talk about what's coming up.
Yeah.
We got some cool stuff coming up, and we're excited.
Definitely. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. It was a great weekend.
What'd you do? What was the highlight?
The highlight of my weekend. So we had our last basketball game of the season for my oldest, Charlie, and dude shot his first free throws, which was fun.
Shot his first free throws?
Yes, it was the first time he got on the foul line.
Okay, good.
And he made one.
He made one. All right.
It was
all right.
awesome.
That's
So
good.
he had a few buckets
Nice.
this season, actually putting up some good shots.
All right,
but,
good.
Yeah,
Gets his
it was fun.
athletic prowess from you, I'm sure.
Exactly.
I'm
Well,
sure.
if I could teach him how to dribble in basketball, because he'll steal the ball and he'll just book it like a football, and so
man.
I don't think he's a basketball
Yeah,
player.
he combines those sports, especially when they're young. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Logan had his last game, too. It was fun. They won their last game, which was good.
Big time.
It's a little bit of a rough season, but they learned a lot, played their best game. What was the highlight of your guys' weekend? Throw it in the comments. We'd love to hear. Type it in there, and we'll check that out.
It's awesome, man. So Sunday, it was a great
Sunday was a very good Sunday. I was over at North Katy this past Sunday, hanging out with the students over there. Curtis Lane is doing an awesome job leading the student ministry over there. He kind of basically has started it from scratch, and he's creating an awesome culture. And actually, Jenny Allen, one of our year-round residents, she was actually teaching this Sunday there. So I was able to go and kind of hang out with her. And just the students there are awesome. A lot of new families, which is great. And a lot of new families from the neighborhoods that are being built up, which is fun. So I got to do that. And then, of course, drove back about 11 o'clock to go to our 11 o'clock KSM hour. Chris Kincaid was teaching over here at Central Campus. And we were talking about temptation and how to battle temptation with our students. So it was a good message for our kids to hear. I think it's definitely something that they needed to hear. And, of course, even as adults, we need to hear how to battle temptation and stuff. So it was good. So I didn't get to see the sermon, but you did.
I did. I got to see both, which was great. I also, Sunday, got to do baptisms, which I love just being a part of that and watching dads. I think Charlie, probably the summer. Yeah. He keeps talking about the summer. He keeps bringing it up. So he's already made the decision. Just we're trying to figure out when he's ready and just letting him tell us. But just watching the dads baptize was fun. It was really cool to be a part of that. I got to shepherd the courts as well.
Yep.
And if you're watching, the courts now is live
streaming. That's what I heard. That's awesome.
So if you want to watch the courts, if you're watching via live stream on Sundays,
that's awesome.
You can watch the courts.
North Katy, Central Maine Worship Center, and then the courts.
And the courts. All
That's
venues
beautiful.
are live. You can watch them. It's
John, Josh, and Sarah leading those. That's awesome. We have some awesome worship leaders.
I know, man. It's
and
like
teams, and
we're stacked.
I know. It's good.
It's awesome.
It's a blessing.
The sermon. So at 11, I was able to pop in online and watch Eric at North Katy. And so we're in this sermon series called Prove It. And we're talking about the tough questions of the faith and going through some really hard stuff. And so Eric Conley talked about suffering and pain, why God allows these. And
incredible.
Just coming from his heart of what he's been going through the last few weeks, but really last few years. He shares some raw emotion. But my takeaway from that I think would encourage parents and families to talk about with their kids when it comes to grief and pain and suffering is God can handle your frustration and your anger. You know, all through Scripture, you have laments and you have people who are frustrated with their circumstances. They're taking it to the Lord. They're not hiding it. And so I think that was powerful to hear him just kind of break that down. And he shared some personal stories of how he was in a community group of guys. He was in a core group, and he was mad at God, and they were going around the circle sharing, and he's like, I got nothing for you guys. I'm not going to share. And just this real raw. Sometimes we get to this place. Anyways,
can imagine.
But this is a must watch or listen on the podcast.
I'm definitely going to go back and watch them.
You'll find it later today. We'll post it onto the website. It'll be on the app. This is a must watch. And then Pastor Ryan at Central, I mean, was so good.
Yeah.
Talking about the fundamental understanding, is Jesus really God? And the analogy that Charlie, my 8-year-old, understood, and I think was powerful, was the teacher of saying, you know what? If you have a great English teacher that just is just impacting your life, challenging you, and the kids come home and it's like, I got a teacher at school. He's incredible. He's the best teacher, everything. And then you find out, like, he's actually says that he's the Son of God, that he is God, and all of these things. He's doing that. Most people today, if at Nottingham, which my son, if he comes home telling me his English teacher's telling this, I'm gonna be like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. When you put it in that context.
yeah, this dude, you think that, and it's the same way when we use well, Jesus was just a good teacher. He's either just a good teacher or he's the Son of God. He is God, and so you can't have one or the other, because we would never say, that guy's crazy, but he's still a good teacher.
Yeah, right.
You know, so
Right.
I think that analogy was powerful. Charlie was like, that makes sense. And then the other one, that just the statistics and the numbers alone of going through the prophecies, to have all of these prophecies that most of us would agree are true, the probability 10 to the 17th power, which is run out of zeros, right? And just to understand, and he used the illustration of, okay, take the whole state of Texas, and then you drop these silver dollar coins all over. It would fill up the state of Texas 2 feet high, right? The probability. And then you drop a marked coin in there, stir it all around somehow, and then you drop a dude out of a plane with the parachute. And that guy has to find that one coin that's marked. That's how big the statistics or the probability of
Jesus fitting all of those.
All of those.
That's crazy.
Like, you can't deny that. And so anyway, I just thought it was for any new Christian or long-term believer that's been in the faith for a while, like, to understand these concepts should charge us and challenge us, man. Why? This is the greatest story ever told. And Pastor Ryan talked about the superheroes. We love superhero movies, and we go through all this stuff. Those are movies, but we talk about Marvel all day.
Right.
Why are we not telling others about this powerful rescue mission that Jesus came here to? Anyways, it was just
No, it's good.
a fantastic sermon. I really enjoyed it. It was just kind of a refresher for me of like, man, this is what we're called to do.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, people think that our faith is like this. They throw around this, like, hey, this idea that we have a blind faith, or whatever. But no, there's like good evidence. There's good reason for our faith. It's a rational faith that's grounded in real-time history, and then just like you said, some of the probabilities of Jesus fitting those prophecies. I mean, when you really start to think about it,
it's
crazy.
It's crazy. So we should be encouraged to go and tell people about this, like, because it's real. Anyways,
and if you're watching this right now, what were some of your takeaways from this Sunday? Throw them in the comments here. We'd love to hear. What were some of your big things? What do you think about all that? That'd be great.
It was so good. And just want to remind you, on the app, you can listen to these. We have a podcast. You can search for it on any podcast platform, as well as later today, it will actually be on kingsland.org. Just scroll down to latest sermons, and you'll be able to see all that. So, hey, we want to give you all some resources.
Yeah, what we got coming up?
I just want to reiterate a resource. Joe, drop this link into the chat there. And empoweredhomes.org/marriage and parenting. A few weeks ago, almost about a month ago, we had our marriage and parenting weekend, where we just got to really invest in marriages and give some tools for parents for their parenting tool belt. And it's so good. Like, I was going through it again. The content is so good. It's so easy to watch. It's 8 20-minute videos. So if you missed it, you can go back.
All that stuff's still online.
It's still all there, and it's going to be there so share it with a friend, be like, hey, my church did this for, for parenting and marriage and all those things. And maybe there's a session that you want to share. The one that I keep going back to is this forgiveness in our family of like, how do we create a culture of forgiveness, a culture of grace, a culture of love and acceptance, as opposed to a culture of shame and guilt. So it's a powerful one. So go check that out. We got a win at home question of the week. I like this one. This was actually a question from my kids.
Your kids came up with this one?
Yes.
I like that.
So we were at dinner last week one night, and we were doing all the would you rathers, and Chandler, my daughter, she just threw this one out, and I just really thought it was funny. So what's the question, Joe?
Would you rather have an extra finger or an extra toe?
Extra finger or
extra finger
toe?
Or an extra toe? The only thing I think about with the extra finger is the six-fingered man and the Princess Bride. You know, I'm just like, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? But an extra finger might be kind of helpful. Yeah. I don't know. It might help me with my math.
Extra finger, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to count.
Help me with my counting. Eric's back here.
Eric just
He's
laughed
like,
at that.
Yeah, he wants to count.
Man, I don't. What's a toe? Extra toe?
I don't know what an extra toe would do, unless it helped me with my balance. If I was a gymnast, and I was doing that high beam, maybe that would be an extra helpful thing.
Have that little pinky toe on
you
the
know
beam.
What I mean? Yeah, a little extra help up there. Would you rather have an extra finger or an extra toe? Ask your kids that question.
Yeah.
Hey, leave a comment. I want to hear what people take a poll here.
The thing I liked about it too was when it came up, like it just happened organically, and it wasn't a Jesus juke. Sometimes we're like, I'm going to ask this silly question, and then let's talk about God's design. Right. It just kind of happened of like, man, didn't God just like create these hands and our feet and like to work?
Right.
And so we got to talk about those things. So it's an easy, silly question to a would you rather, but then leverage that to talk about, man, how great God is, like to create each bone and muscle in our hands and our feet.
It's so funny you mention that because I'm having a memory of when I was younger, riding in the car with my dad and talking about God being creator and if God was real or not. He just said, Joe, sometimes I just look at my hand and I go, how could this randomly just take place? Like our hand looks like it's created and it's got purpose behind it. And I've never forgotten that moment where that was like my dad's evidence of just looking at his hand. And I'm like, when you look at the design of everything, how amazing it is. Speaking of prove it, right? Yeah. With our sermons and stuff. So yeah,
so good. So good.
Have a good conversation with your kids with that one.
Yeah. Go have a dinner. That's what we've been doing with these questions is one night during the week. We just ask it.
I think an extra eye behind my head would be kind of nice. You know what I mean? So I can see people sneaking up on me.
I have a spidey sense that it's already built in, so I kind of know when people are around me.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to try to sneak up on you now.
Come on. All right. Just a few more upcoming events. Want to let you know about. We're super excited. These are for our men's and women's ministries. On the 21st at Central, I know that's the weekend after spring break, and so, but most of you should be back wherever you're going for spring break. Come back on that Sunday because at 9:30 and 11 in the chapel on Central Campus.
This is awesome.
We got Karen Stubbs. She's going to be talking about God's design for parenting, and it's just for moms.
Just for moms.
So moms come and be a part of this. It's going to be really good. 9:30 and 11, and then for our men. March 25th, which is a Thursday night, we're having a men's barbecue night. So we've got a barbecue food truck that's going to be catering.
I got it on my calendar.
You better be there.
I put it on my calendar.
It's going to be so good. So we've
got North Katy.
At North Katy, that's right. We're going to go to North Katy. We're going to have barbecue. We got a special guest speaker, Drew Pittman. He wrote a book called First Team Dad, and it all came down to this. He said, I don't want to just be a good dad. I want to be a great dad. And so he's asking all the men in his life, like, what does it look like to be a great dad? And so he writes 30 chapters.
That's awesome.
Which I promise the chapters are like 2 pages.
Nice and short.
They're real short. Because guys,
any pictures? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's a few pictures.
Okay.
But it's an incredible book. Short, it's concise and challenging. But the cool part of Drew Pittman is he's a professional sports agent. And so he has clients all in the NFL.
That's awesome.
He's Baker Mayfield's agent.
Okay.
Which
OU fans, where you at?
Baker Mayfield, he is one of his clients. He's got a ton of other clients, some Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys.
So he'll be March 25th. He'll be
March to 25th, North Katy.
6:30 to 8.
6:30 to 8. Barbecue. It's all free, but here's the catch. You have to register online, so we know we got plenty of food for you, And if you register that night, we're going to have a drawing of everybody that signs up. A drawing. We're going to draw your name in a hat for a $100 Amazon gift card.
Oh, man, let's go.
So, Academy. $100 Academy gift card.
It.
So you got a chance to win. You got to register. That's kingsland.org/men. You can find all of the stuff for that barbecue.
Women's Open Forum coming up. Guys' night, barbecue. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. So, Joe, spring break is next week.
Spring break is next week.
So we're not going to be here.
We ain't going to be here.
We will
miss you all.
Yep. We're going to take a Kingsland Connection break, but we'll be back right after spring break.
And you know what? Leave us some feedback. That might be a good time. Leave us some feedback. Do you like these videos? Are they helpful?
Yeah.
Do they keep you informed? Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Should we keep doing them or should we take a break? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we're going to keep doing them as long as we can. They're fun to do.
They're fun. They're easy, and we hope they're meeting a need. So, yeah, that's the Kingsland Connection. We want you to be connected, stay connected, and we want you to know that we're praying for everything that's going on with you, and you can always reach out to us if you have questions, comments, concerns, info@kingsland.org, and we'd love to talk to you. So, won't see you next week, but we pray that you have a fantastic week.
Love you guys.